Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fugit, and that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. And today, guys, I want to ask you a question. If you or somebody you know has ever lost a significant amount of weight, they look a lot better, they're healthier, they basically have to go get a new wardrobe because they've lost so much weight. And it's really interesting because there's a period of time where once you've lost the weight, and I've seen it anywhere from as little as 6 months upwards of a year or two. And what happens is you'll still have dreams that you're overweight. Or when you go to buy clothes, you'll look at clothes and you'll start to pick out the bigger sizes just out of habit and because those are the sizes you've worn for so long. And it's really interesting because I've seen it over and over, not only in my life when I lost a significant amount of weight in my young adulthood, but also in that of the clients that I've helped over the years. So it's really interesting that something that should be just obvious, like when someone is, and there's a difference between when somebody is like, oh, I need to lose weight, I'm getting fat. And I'll typically see it with females that are petite, thin, and maybe gain 3 pounds. And they'll be saying it around their friends who might have 20 or 30 to lose. And the friends look like they just want to rip the girl's head off because they would kill to have her problem of being 3 pounds overweight. So one of two things is going on there. Either the girl that's talking to or complaining about her 3 to 5 pounds she wants to lose and whining about it is either seeking attention or validation that she does look good, or she really does have that image of herself that she's not, acceptable, or she's not fit, or she's not quote unquote thin, whatever it is, right? But in this video, I'm speaking to those that are basically, ones that have lost weight. Could be you, could be a loved one, a friend, what have you. And, you still dream, in your dreams, you're still overweight. If you're trying to date, and you've always just said, well, I'm too heavy to date somebody like this, that somebody that's smaller, somebody that's fit, but now you're fit, it's really comes down to a mindset shift. And I'm convinced of that more than in any time that I've been in this field. There's a really great cartoon or illustration that you may have seen. If not, I encourage you to Google it and check it out. And it's they show a man and a woman, and they're both in swimsuit wear, and they're both looking in the mirror. And the guy is like this chunky, kind of dumpy looking guy, and he's looking in the mirror and he's seeing this ripped bodybuilder physique. And the woman is thin and fit, and she's looking in the mirror and she's seeing somebody who's significantly overweight. And it's really interesting because I've seen this time and time again over the years, not so much with males as much as it used to be, but males would always assume, hey, as long as the chest hangs over the belly, I'm not overweight. They're a lot more accepting of their body. And women tend to look around and, especially if they're in groups, they'll look at their friends and say, oh, you've got, great hair, you've got, great boobs, or, a nicer butt or a flatter stomach. And they see all the strengths in their friends and they only focus on the weaknesses in themselves. And men are usually just trying to be in competition and trying to convince you that they're bigger or stronger than you, or that they're better looking than you. And some of that self-defense mechanism, and some of it is just kind of posturing and trying to be, the baddest alpha in the room, and, just being a dumb guy, so to speak. So it's really interesting that whenever you are in transition, or you've transitioned and transformed your body, and you're in better shape, and you're healthy, and you're leaner, and all of these things. And on some level, getting that encouragement from others that are noticing your results, noticing and validating your hard work, you do feel good. But there's that little bit inside that's like, I don't know, I still think I'm fat. I still think I need to lose more. And what I've seen is sometimes I think it's just an evolution, where I've seen it a lot of times where you lose a lot of weight and then you don't think it's enough. And when you're looking in the mirror, you're still seeing that heavier version of yourself. And it takes a little time, but then people start to notice you're losing too much weight. It's like your head looks too big for your body. And others will tell you, hey, you're losing too much weight. And you don't see it. No matter what they're saying to you, you're not seeing it. And it takes one of the things, if you're trying to get somebody in your life that you're trying to convince to that they've lost too much weight, is try to take some pictures, like full-length pictures, and to keep it in context, let it be like either one or two or a group picture. That way they can see how they look next to other people. And then sometimes looking back at that picture, it's just different. It's interesting, our psychology, where we can look in the mirror or we can look at ourselves and see something, but then we see ourselves in a picture and we see it as almost as an outside observer, and we're a little bit more observant and what's the word I'm looking for? We can analyze it better. We can analyze ourselves better when we see ourselves outside ourselves in a picture rather than looking in a mirror. Because sometimes when we're looking in the mirror, we're just seeing what we want to see or what we think we're seeing. It's confusing. I'm sure there's a better way to word it, and maybe if I can find that, I'll do a follow-up video to that. But it's just a process. And so if you've lost weight, congratulations. That's a challenge in and of itself. The real hard part is going to be the maintenance, or that's the real next challenge for you, is maintaining that weight loss. And it's going to take the habits that got you there, with maybe some modifications, or maybe you can back off in certain areas and be a little bit lax, either with intensity or duration of workouts, and or dietary restriction. But it is possible to maintain that weight loss and give yourself a couple pound buffer either way, that if you gain a couple, when a red flag goes up and you're like, okay, it's time to rein it in a little bit, so that you don't go too far off course. And just always remembering what it took to lose that weight, the time it takes to lose the weight, and that you've got one go around in this world and you want to make it your best. And there's a reason that it's a multi-million, perhaps billion-dollar industry. The health and weight loss industry is huge. And but we should make fat loss a one and done. Get it done, and then live a good, healthy life and be your best. And it affects every area of your life in positive ways. Ask anybody that's lost weight and maintained it. So that's all I got to say about that, guys. I'm getting a dry throat, so time to drink some water. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you again soon, and take care.